Clarissa put Flint, Michigan on the world stage with her gold medal performances.
Clarissa Shields.
Now she's turned pro, and today is at the Kronk Center, preparing for a March 10th match at the MGM Grand Detroit. The main event on the card, televised on Showtime.
It's a huge deal, one, to be the main event for Showtime and being the first woman. There's been a lot of great women that came before me, and then the fact that they chose me to be the main event and for the first time on Showtime and actually be on Showtime live up on TV. That's a great deal.
This is the first time that female professional boxing will provide the main event for a nationally televised show. So Clarissa says she has to do well, because this is not just about her future, but also every other woman trying to make it in the sport.
When they weren't allowed to box in gyms with the men, I decided to join that fight because I wanted women's boxing to be a little more easier for the little girls coming up behind me. I don't want it to be as hard for them.
Clarissa is the #1 female boxer in the world, and that means eyes are on her. She's up for the challenge.
I have to be the one to do good every time I fight, every time. I really can't afford to mess up.
And she remains fiercely proud of her gold medals. It surprised me that she takes them with her almost every place she goes. I mean, they're gold.
What's somebody gonna do, beat me up for them? Like, come on. No. I'm pretty respected in Flint. I got some street cred going on.
She makes a fair point. In Detroit, I'm Steve Garagiola, Local 4.
It is a family affair. Children who race to get out of their school clothes to join their parents in the vineyard.
2 clusters each, please.
They don't watch much TV and have little interest in it.
We're usually working on the vineyard, trying to help the vineyard grow. It's like work. We enjoy it. It's not like we want to sit around watching TV.
The grapevines were planted last year, thousands of them, rows and rows, 23 acres of grapevines and counting. The dream of Dave and Jess Youngblood has been to turn their ancestral farm into a vineyard, to make something great from their hands and the earth that has been home to 5 generations.
When I grew up here, it was we had cattle and corn and hay and wheat and oats and soybeans, those kinds of things.
Normally, it would take 2 to 3 years to produce actual grapes, but much to the surprise of the Youngbloods,
we'll walk down there too.
Their young vines have already started producing, and so work has already started on building a winery. Right now, they are blueprinting optimal harvest times.
So what the kids are doing is they're collecting a couple of clusters from different vines throughout the vineyard.
Jess calls it VinFit, an everyday exercise for every single of the 20,650 vines she has personally touched during the planting, pruning, fertilizing, stooping, bending, labor of love that has become her very air.
But I'm absolutely in love with this variety. I mean, they're so beautiful.
In these early fall evenings, the petite pearls are ripening on the vine.
The darker, the better.
Sometimes it's 1 grape in the bag and 1 in the mouth.
You can eat them. Look at these.
Once the grapes are picked, it's time to test the sugar.
Yes, squish them and pick.
Testing the sugar is how you determine when the grapes are ready to pick. All right, kids, you guys want to guess the bricks?
24.7.
24.7.
22.7. Because it was bitter out there.
23.6 because it's getting riper and you want it around 25 or 26.
19.0.
We have a ways to go.
All right.
Everybody get one big strawful.
That's good.
Carts with snow-covered tires file into Meyer, preparing to fill up on this busy Christmas Eve.
I love it. My favorite time of year.
Deborah Boyd loves last-minute shopping, and so much so that she gave herself an official title.
It's my job to make sure that the stores close on time and nobody can do any more shopping. I have to make sure all of them close on time. That's my job every year.
Other people aren't as thrilled.
It's best to get it done beforehand because you just have to wait for those hour lines. And that's not what you want to do on the Christmas Eve, so.
This time around, you're dealing with more than just long checkout lines inside of stores. There's a lot going on outside, too.
And it's snowing outside, so, you know, that's always fun, but it's Michigan, so.
A little snow won't stop Mark Spite from getting his gifts.
And my daughter, she loves dolls, and so I love the hair on this doll, so I want to get her that.
Soon, the majority of stores will be closing, but until then, people will continue to brave the elements and empty the shelves on this bustling Christmas Eve.